No matter how amazing your life is, there's always a next level of success that you have access to. The question, though, is are you going to be able to shift your identity so you shift your destiny, you shift your living experience? And there are five blocks that I have seen over and over again in talented, intelligent, ambitious women. And I'm going to share them with you today. And even if it's just one block that you say, oh my goodness, that gets to shift, it's been worth your while listening to the video. So, number one, confusing fear for a red light. So sometimes you want to do something that you've maybe never done before, or maybe you even did before and didn't quite succeed. And you see that or interpret that as it's uncomfortable, it's a sign to stop, instead of recognizing that it's actually an indicator that you are simply stepping out of your old limits. You're stepping out of your old comfort zone, right? And this kind of thinking keeps you stuck in the familiar patterns. It prevents growth and breakthroughs, and you keep getting again and again what you've always had. So it's really important to understand that fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal that you're on the edge of transformation. So you want to ask yourself, what's the opportunity on the other side of this fear? And then the important work to do is to regulate yourself so those triggers, those fear emotions do not run you. You will be aware of them, but you're able to move forwards. The second thing is focusing on the problem instead of becoming the person who actually has the solution. So you spend all your time trying to solve the problem. And, there's this quote from Einstein that says, you never solve a problem from the same mindset that created it, right? So the impact of doing this is that you you probably are more focused on who caused the problem, what caused the problem, as opposed to, irrespective of that, where do I get to go from here? Or better still, who do I get to become? Sometimes the solution is in a perspective shift, a different mindset. So your question could be, how would the version of me who already has solved this problem think, act, and move forwards? And you get to start beginning to step into that mindset. Then this one is quite interesting. This idea that in order for you to be deserving of success, you have to do it all by yourself. And I'm particularly guilty of this. It has to be original. I have to have thought of it myself. I have to have done all the details myself. And, you know, sometimes you actually equate asking for help as a weakness, and you start wearing business as some sort of badge of honor, when in fact it limits you to certain levels of roles, because beyond those roles, you get to leverage the support of other leaders. You get to delegate intelligently. You get to remove your worthiness or your sense of accomplishment from the actual doing by yourself to simply getting it done, leveraging the resources around you, right? And if you do not step into this next level mindset, then the impact is burnout. You actually miss out on collaborating with amazing people. You miss out on opportunities that you cannot handle by yourself. And you just basically play smaller than you could have if you shifted away from this identity of I need to do it all by myself. And so it's really understanding that success is not a solo journey, and that it's important to invest not only in support when it comes to accomplishing your tasks, but also in support when it comes to shifting your mindset, changing perspectives, and doing that inner work. There's certain things that you will not be able to see yourself because they are blind spots. Now, this is one that is very interesting, the scarcity mindset, where you operate from a belief that there is not enough. There's not enough money, there's not enough time, there's not enough energy, and you just feel that you don't have enough to achieve everything that you want, right? There are no good clients out there. Good bosses are scarce. It's so difficult to find good employees, whatever it may be. And if you're playing from this mindset, all I'm going to say to you is that thoughts become things. And it's interesting because what happens is that life becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So those thoughts, those words you're saying are attracting more of the things that you actually don't want. So you're going to keep seeing scarcity in your life, keep having to work harder for the same level of success that other people are achieving with much more ease because their belief systems are different. And so you may simply want to ask yourself, so what if it were easy? What if I had enough clients? Or what if I had enough amazing employees? What if there was even more than enough? What would that feel like? What would that look like? And those are the thoughts that you get to entertain instead of entertaining the opposite, which is exactly what you do not want. Right? And you also want to ask yourself, what are the resources, opportunities, and solutions that you actually have that you have not tapped into yet? And the last thing is really not knowing the difference between choices and circumstances. So what happens is that you think that, oh, there's a circumstance and that's fixed and there's nothing you can do about it. So you just become a victim of your circumstances. And you start believing that circumstances actually dictate success. So when I have enough money, I will do this. When I have enough love, I will do this. When this happens, I will do this, as opposed to saying, hang on a minute. If I choose to step into a vision of the things that I desire with my thoughts, with my feelings, with my frequency, with my vibration, with my resourcefulness, I am able to shape the world around me. And that is a winner's mindset. That is the kind of mindset that reshapes the world. Because otherwise, we wouldn't have incredible things like the internet. We wouldn't have ChatGPT. We would not have WhatsApp. We would not have Facebook today. Somebody had a thought and said, ooh, it doesn't exist yet. It's not in the environment. However, I am going to bring this into the world. So you want to recognize that while circumstances may not always be in your control, that is absolutely true. The way you choose to respond to those circumstances, the way you put those resources together, the way you leverage even the lack of certain resources, becoming maybe more creative, more resilient, more resourceful, is what will make the difference. So you want to always say, in spite of my circumstances, what empowered decision can I make today to change any situation that it is? And sometimes the decision is simply to accept what you cannot change and be wise enough, discerning enough to actually realize what it is that you can change. I would love to know which of these 5 blocks resonated with you the most. Choose one, even if it's just one that you can shift today. I would love you to comment below and to follow my channel. I would really, really love you to share this as well with any person that you believe this could support. So looking forward to connecting. Love and light.